Today I am doing another influencer video, which if you don't know is an online kind of review community where you take surveys and they pick products for you that they send to you for free in exchange for your honest review. So I got a product sent to me for free, obviously the Jane Iredale Powder Me, what is it called, dry sunscreen. I got that sent to me for free in exchange for my honest review. They didn't ask me to make a YouTube video, but I was really interested in the product, so I thought I would. Just wanted to let you know, that's what it is. If you want to sign up for Influencer, it's totally free. My link is down below. But getting into the review. So, the Jane Iredale Powder Me SPF 30 Dry Sunscreen is a new product, and it looks like this. It is really nicely packaged. It looks fancy, it's expensive, and I initially was super intrigued with this. I've never tried anything from Jane Iredale in my life, so I looked into the brand and I was very intrigued. They are vegan, cruelty-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, paraben-free. They're a clean beauty brand that is actually clean. But with that being said, they are expensive. So this product, if you were to buy it full price, comes with this container, which you open and has the brush like that. It's a very nice soft brush. It's round on the top. It's very good quality, and it comes with 2 refills of the powder, so you get one extra and then the one you would be using right now, and that is $50, which is a lot. And then when you run out of the ones you have, you can buy 3 more refills for $50, which again is just so expensive for a powder sunscreen. That is a hefty price. But to get into some of the more specifics about this product, I have the shade Translucent. There are 4 shades, Translucent and 3 others. When I took the survey for this product, I chose Translucent because the lightest shade did not look light enough for me. So I appreciate the Translucents. I also think that's better if you're using a powder sunscreen in your part or your hairline like I do, if you don't really want color there. So I do appreciate that. What else? Like I said, it's obviously refillable, which means that it's reducing the amount of plastic waste. These little plastic refills are also recyclable. This brand is very eco-friendly and sustainable, which I appreciate. They really do seem like they're trying their hardest to reduce what they can. Also, this is a reef safe sunscreen, so it is made with, I wrote it down, titanium dioxide, which like I said is reef safe. It's a mineral sunscreen. This product also is recommended by the Skincare Foundation, which I think is pretty impressive, and it claims to be water resistant for 40 minutes. Now, I have not tried that. I do feel like if you're using a powder sunscreen, you're probably not using it at the pool or at the beach. It's more of like a picnic or going for a walk type of thing. Maybe going for a run. It's not really the type of product you're going to use when you're diving into the pool, in my opinion. It can be used over makeup or on its own. Right now I am using it on its own. I'm not wearing any makeup at all, so I did want to mention that. So you could use it as like a finishing powder, or you could just use it as like a final step. I have looked into dry powder sunscreens. I actually have 2 of them I'm going to compare this to in a minute, but dry sunscreen is not really sufficient protection from the sun. As much as it might be recommended by the Skin Cancer Society and as good as it might be of a product, it's not going to be, or at least it shouldn't be your #1 way to protect your skin from the sun. I use a sunscreen in my moisturizer every single day, and I feel like what this is, it's a great topper for your makeup. It is a great way to touch up throughout the day, because who's going to put sunscreen on over their makeup throughout the day? I've looked into sprays and all that stuff, but the same idea goes with a spray for your face as sunscreen in it versus this, which is that it is only going to be a small amount of protection. It might say SPF 30, but you can't use enough. They say when you're using sunscreen, you should use a shot glass amount over your entire body. So using powder on your face, you'll never be able to apply it liberally enough to get sufficient protection. You just won't. Like, you'd have to get like a big old hefty like cake powder on your face in order to get that protection. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But with that being said, it is better to be using a finishing powder or a powder sunscreen than a powder that doesn't have sunscreen in it. And 30 is the like minimum you should be using, so I do appreciate that. Now, let's compare it. I have 2 others here. This is one from Derma E and one from Paula's Choice. I have used both of these before. I've had these for a while, so I was excited to give these two a comparison to this one. First of all, they're cheaper. I believe the Paula's Choice, I can't remember, maybe $30, maybe less, and the Derma E, I want to say between $15 and $25. I can't be sure. I'll try to put it on the screen, but they're definitely less. Now, you also only get what's in here. You don't get a second one of these, but to be honest, this tiny little one, looks smaller than these. So, and it's also 50, so you kind of have to consider that. The Derma E is a color. I believe I have the shade light, or it could be the only color they make. It doesn't actually say a shade on here. Now this one, you take the cap off and you push this down and there's the brush. This one has a blunt cut brush. It is soft, but it's not as soft and high quality as the Jane Iredale one, and it's also very messy. You turn this upside down, it will pour out. It is not very controlled. It's very powdery, and it kind of puffs up everywhere. The Jane Iredale one also kind of puffed up, but it was more of like a very fine powder puff kind of. This one is like straight up powder. Like that one's very fine, and this one's very like powdery. I just find this one very messy. I think the shade is very obvious. It is a very peachy shade. It is nowhere near a translucent. I actually swatched all 3 of these on my arm, which is kind of pointless since one of them is translucent. But this one you can see on the skin. You can see the color. You can see that there's powder on your skin. It looks dry. I've used this on my face and it always dries my skin out. It looks dry. It feels dry. It's not a great powder in my opinion. It clings even on my arm. I put it on the inside like of my wrist, and you can see like imperfections in my skin from this. So I'm not impressed with the Derma E one. So not impressed with that. And this one has both zinc and titanium dioxide. And then the Paula's Choice one is just zinc oxide, as this one is just titanium dioxide, which is quite interesting. The Paula's Choice one looks like this. It has a similar small little brush. It is very soft. It is round at the top. So it's a lot more similar to the Jane Iredale one. This one I do really enjoy. The color does look pretty deep, but somehow it blends into my skin really well. You still don't see it on the skin. It's very fine, I was going to say fine mist. It's a fine powder. Again, you don't see it on the skin. I've used this multiple times and haven't gotten sunburn, but at the same time, it was never my only source of sunscreen. I have used this multiple times. I like using this in my hairline. It doesn't really show up as a color. So this one I do really like. And it is really well, like the way it closed, you could hear it click. This one, the cap has fallen off multiple times. I would not keep this in my handbag. This I would. It is secure and it is there, and I appreciate that. The Jane Iredale one, like I said, it comes with refills. So I filmed the clip of me putting it together. I was confused at first, but it was kind of obvious. I thought you had to unscrew this bottom part, but you actually just screw the refill into the bottom. So this, you take the cap off, like I said, you screw it. Here's a nice big soft high quality brush. See the product that comes out, and then you screw it back down and you put the cap on. You might think, oh, that's so secure. Although, like I said, it is much bigger than these. It's not that secure. And this is why. So what happens is, you can see on the bottom right there, you can see the little refill. If this was in my handbag and I pushed this on the bottom accidentally, this would screw, like it would turn, and the brush would pop out. So let me just show you what happened before. I was like, oh, that's weird. Why is it sticking out? I pushed it, and that happened. Did you see it? Let's do a slow-mo replay. Yeah. So I wouldn't put this in my handbag. I just wouldn't. So when this screws, what happens is the powder gets pushed up into here, and then this brush becomes big, right? So when you unscrew it and you put the brush back down, it clicks into place, but this sticks out. So I just feel like that is not very secure. I think for the price, it should be more secure than that. It's supposed to be on the go. It's a powder me, like some dry sunscreen. That dry sunscreen should be used on the go. It should be something that just touch up. So you're gonna want to keep it in your bag. I wouldn't feel secure keeping this in my bag. I just wouldn't. But with that being said, I definitely like this powder better out of the 3, the best. It seems the most fine. It is invisible because not only is it translucent, but you don't see it on the skin. You don't feel it on your skin. And the Paula's Choice one is nice, but if I looked close enough in my skin, I would see I was wearing powder. This, I applied on camera so you can see my skin was quite shiny before. I used a lot of moisturizer in the morning, so my skin was quite shiny. This, however, didn't take away my glow. It still looks like my skin is healthy and moisturized. Didn't make me matte, but it toned down that shine. So it would be a great powder if you have oily skin, I think. I put it all over. I didn't just put it in my T-zone like I normally would. I put it all over. My skin doesn't feel tight. If you look up really close, you still don't even see I'm wearing powder. So I think the quality of the powder is fantastic, but the concept of the brush and everything is not my favorite. I almost would prefer this better in a compact and bringing my own brush, or having like a little poof or like some kind of brush in the bottom of it. I like the idea of it. It looks cute and it looks fancy and it's like nice and it feels like quality product, but just when you push this up, that whole exploding thing that just happened freaks me out. I don't want powder pouring all over. This powder is fine, but it still poofs up when you put it on your skin. I don't know if it came off in the video when I applied it. The Paula's Choice one actually has a hard time coming out of here. It's pretty secure. I mean, I could take this, I could shake it upside down 100 times, and it's hard to get product out unless you're really banging it on the skin. So as much as that can be annoying, I kind of appreciate that if I put this in my handbag, I feel secure about it. I do think, can I unscrew this? Wait, what happens? Oh. Yeah, so I can unscrew this one too. So I wonder if you can buy these refills. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen if you can. It's so funny. I just had a phone call, so I had to stop filming for a second, and I checked my email, and I got an email from Derma E, 25% off site-wide. Funny. I like them both equally, but for different reasons. So I feel like I'd give them both a 4 out of 5. The Jane Iredale, the powder is great. If I could put this powder somewhere else and like not have this thing, I would bring it with me. This, however, I like the container and all the packaging. I do like the powder, but I do prefer the translucent. I just think it's a bit more of like a sure thing. I'm happy to have this, and I will 100% continue to use it when I'm at home, but I will not bring this on the go with me. I wouldn't even pack it for like a weekend or a week away. I just don't feel secure about it. But like I said, this brand is really on par with like the clean beauty brands. The price is just so high. I would not repurchase this. Even if they fix the packaging for $50, I just couldn't feel right about it. I just couldn't. Paula's Choice has a lot of deals, so I don't know how much that one is right off the top of my head, but they always have some kind of a deal going on. This, I did not see any coupons on their website for anything. I'm sure if you sign up for their emails, they offer something, but even, like I said, just $50, no. If this was $25, maybe even $30, I would repurchase it in the proper packaging. But that's just, I can't. That's just insane to me. Did I even say if it's like working? I've used this for a couple of days. It's not been super sunny. It's been kind of overcast. That's why I was putting this off. But I do like it. I think it looks good on my skin. I haven't burned, as you can see on my skin. But like I said, do wear SPF underneath this as well. So that's so hard because I feel like it's useful, yet not a necessary step. It shouldn't be your only sunscreen. Like, I'm just so up in the air about it. But I do like it. If you're looking into it and you have that budget, I like it, but I gave you my warning about the packaging. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to see more from me, and check out my influencer link down below.